Hey guys, Thaddeus here with Chainbreaker's Garden, coming back in front of you again one more time. It is still February, so that means that we are continuing this process of beginning the germination process for some of our plants. Um, Now I'm sort of reluctant to do this, but this is all about peppers today, so we're just growing, we're germinating 4 different types of peppers, and just showing how I plant them and the whole process of that. The only reason I'm a little hesitant because I know that these plants have a tendency they grow kind of fast, and if I plant them too early, if I germinate them too early, then I won't have a spot outside to harden them off, and my soil won't be ready just as of yet. But I want them to be sort of bigger before I begin, before I set it, before I throw them to the wolves out there. You can always direct sow peppers, but peppers take a little bit of time before they get to fruit bearing, and so by the time you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, you already got a nice little size plant. And when you plant it, you still understand that a plant takes a little bit of time before it bears fruit. It may bloom may hit you with a couple early blooms, but no fruit may come of that. So I want to just go ahead and get it started. I know I'm a little bit hesitant about it, but I know if they grow too big on me on the shelf over here, I can always put up the other shelf and try to keep them over there and just adjust my spacing on that shelf, or I'll have to makeshift something outside. I've got a ton of plastic left over. We've gone ahead and we've pretty much plastered over the whole field out there except the pad, that little back strip that will be for the strawberries and the 3 blueberry bushes, and for the beans. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that. But other than that, so hopefully I'll use some of that plastic maybe to make some sort of makeshift hardening off place for them. When I say hardening off, as you know, when you germinate plants, you can't just throw them out there after you've germinated them and they've made some pretty nice, beautiful little leaves. They have to have a place where they can be shaded and get acclimated to actual sunlight and not just our lights that we put up for them artificially. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So today I've got 4 types of peppers. They're all from Baker Creek, but you can find them off Etsy or Burpees or any place like that. You can find them. Pretty much, I think. I don't think any of these things are all that rare. All right, our first one is Buena Mulata. It's a hot pepper. Comes in these different colors. They don't turn. They turn colors eventually. Right, so they turn colors eventually. They don't come out looking like that. So the purple and orange and things of that nature, it takes them a little bit of time. But they turn from orange to yellow to purple, or vice versa. They don't come out looking like that. So don't like, what happened to? I didn't get no purple. I didn't get no purple peppers. It just takes time. But they're a hot pepper. I'm not a fan of hot, as you can tell by the next few peppers that I have in my hand. I'm not a fan of all that much heat. I've learned to tolerate it now, but heat's not my thing. But given the fact that we are going to try to do some sort of market gardening this year, I do know I have to have hot peppers out there because people love hot peppers. All right, habanada. It's a habanada pepper. Sweet. I like sweet now. I like sweet with a little bit of heat, and this is definitely one of them. Good pepper to have. Germinating pepper, another one that's no real consistent heat about it. I think it's probably closer to how bell pepper has no heat. Germinating doesn't have that much heat, but it has a lot more flavor than your normal bell pepper, and it's great for roasting. So I figured we'd go ahead and grow these. You don't see these you really don't see any of these peppers in your markets, at least around here. So this is something great to bring to the table for other people who are maybe tired of what the market has for them to offer. We have something different. And the last one, Sugar Rush Peach. Same concept, a sweet and a heat. Put it together, you know what I'm saying? And a little bit of smokiness to them. At least that's what the back of the pack says. I've never tasted any smokiness, but it says it comes with a little bit of smokiness. And so that's what we're going to go with. The majority of these seeds that I got off of Baker Creek come with a minimum seed count of, one has 15, the Germinating has 15, the habanada says it has a minimum of 10. I've already planted some of these. I got like 16 out of the Habanada. I got almost exactly 15 out of the Adjavarsky. I think it's like 17 or so. And for the Sugar Rush, it's saying it has a minimum seed count of 25. Same for the Buena Malata. As you know, when you do these seed counts, the less the seed count, the more expensive the seed. That's just how it works. So that means, I guess, the seeds with the less, they're more rare. So when these plants do come up, make sure that when you harvest them, set a couple of your peppers aside and germinate, and well, not germinate, but harvest your seeds from them, so you don't have to keep buying these expensive seeds. They're not expensive by themselves, but once you get on these websites, Baker Creek or Burpees or something like that, you will spend more money just sitting there on that site and looking at all the other seeds. So go ahead and set those to the side. But like I said, I've already planted Buena Malata. I've already planted in these germination cells Adjavarsky. I've already put in Habanada. All right. The theory is when we go to grow them, when they germinate and they're all planted out into the wilderness, there will be a spacing of a minimum of, I want to say, 16 inches. 12 to 16 inches between them. And I'm really aiming for 16. So we have to have quite a few of them, but we don't have a bunch because, there's not enough space in the world to grow that many peppers, at least not here. But I've already planted them, so this is the last pack we're going to plant. We're going to plant the Sugar Rush, a little bit of sweet, and it's supposed to taste like a peach, but, it's pretty close to it. So we're just going to finish those off. Remember, adjust this down. Hold on 1 second, guys. Just going to adjust down. Alright. I'm going to knock this over. You guys see? Yeah. Alright. So we're going ahead and already plan it. I had to improvise. I could not find any labels yesterday when I went to Walmart. So for right now, we just got the little name tag things. I'm just going to stick them in there, and then we'll get eventually the good labels that are water resistant and plastic. But for right now, these work just fine. I've gone ahead and planted those. We're just going to plant Sugar Rush last, Sugar Rush Peach. I want to go a little bit deep, understanding that about that deep. All right. The understanding that they're going to grow up to be big plants. So you want to definitely give them enough depth where they won't come up all too leggy on you. And we're going to come over the back top of it with some more soil as well. Try to do this fast here. Hope you guys are having a great rest of your Black History Month. Shout out to all those that came before us, man, that were doing this without pay. I'll just put it like that. They were doing it without pay. And now we are blessed enough to have the luxury to grow on our own terms. And I think that's fantastic, that we can now take what our ancestors once had to be whipped for and do, and had no financial say in it, and actually turn a profit now and actually enjoy this, right? They made joy out of it, out of nothing. We now have an opportunity to do this freely and be damn good at it, because they were damn good at it. So, pardon my language, but I can say more, but I don't. These are Sugar Rush Peaches. It's got a minimum of 25, and it sure does. Looks like it's got about 25 in there. My compost mix, my potting mix is a basic potting mix of just, as I said in the last episode, basic compost, mushroom compost, perlite, peat moss, and blood meal. got a good fluffiness to it. You can do one per cell, I think, because I trust. You pay a little bit more for Baker Creek seeds, but they got a pretty good germination rate on them, so you can probably get away doing one per cell. But if you want to put 2 in there, that's perfectly fine too. Just remember, once they get a good height, you want to go ahead and you'll want to thin them out. Once you get a dominant plant. My music isn't too loud. I still got flamenco music playing in the background. I feel like I missed a cell. I feel like I missed these cells, which I did. If I didn't, I'll just have some extra seeds in them. I'll put another one in there. Some of these little seeds don't look all that worth. Alright. That's all for now. That's the basic compost. That's our potting mix mixture. It's a nice little mix that we got going. I'm happy with it. I'll show you the container where I mixed all that stuff in. I'm just gonna come back over the top. Uh-oh. That's what you, oh no. Oh, doesn't have a label on it. Okay. Alright. One, two, three. Good thing about having this stuff, doing this in your shop or doing it in your man cave, or she shed, or whatever, you can do it. You want to do this somewhere where it can be messy and you can easily sweep it up. If you got a big basement or big crawl space, I think you'd be perfectly fine doing it. I'm simply going to come back over the top of it. A little bit of moisture. That's it. My pot mix is not wet, but I don't want to oversaturate it just because I don't want it to rot. Okay. Still gotta plant my Buena Mulata. Since these aren't waterproof, so they get wet. These are just temporary until I get my labels, which hopefully I'll track them down and be able to find them. That's pretty much it, guys. Everything else you do is cellophane wrap them just like we did over here. I'm gonna keep them nice and tight, get the moisture growing on them. I had to come over here earlier, just water them. I don't spritz them, maybe twice a week, maybe. Don't really require too much. No light covering over the top. And this is a compost mix here. Like I said, it's a mixture of generic compost, mushroom compost, perlite, peat moss, and a little bit of bud meal. This was my chicken box That's where I grew my chickens at. And since I don't plan on getting any more chickens anytime soon, it's doing just fine for us. That's pretty much it for today, guys. I got a lot more stuff to grow. I've got a lot more stuff to germinate. Let's see. I'm trying to fix my light. One-handed. Yeah, that'll work. That's good enough. But yeah, we've got a lot more stuff to germinate. I've got Portuguese kale, dwarf blue kale, and lacinato kale. I really want to get started on with the lacinato and the Portuguese kale. Those two are kind of more tolerant of heat, especially Portuguese kale. So I want to get started on them, getting them germinated. And I got tomatoes I'm going to try to go ahead and grow too. Just want to get some of these bigger giants out of the way. Lacinato kale in particular is a giant, and I grew it this summer. I grew it over the fall. It did okay, but I feel like I would have had a better success rate if I would started them inside. So I'm gonna do that. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. So a few more things going on under the grow lights. Hopefully we'll have a little bit. These will grow a whole lot faster than what we have over there now. Chives and holy basil and things of that nature take a long time to germinate, but these should be germinating in probably a week or so. But that's it, guys. So I thank you so much for watching today. I pray the atmosphere that you move in, that you're building in, that you're growing in is of nothing but God. I pray that you remain covered in these trying times. And I just want to say to everyone that came before us, that worked the soil and did it, and just did it. Man, our hats are off to you. We owe you so much. We are beholden to you. And hopefully, as all other African American farmers and growers and gardeners and other things of that nature that are really trying to push the envelope a little bit, I hope that we make them proud. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and all those good things. And we will get back with you again. I got a ton of stuff to plant. Not a lot of time to do it. Thank you so much, guys.